The hissing of a snake. Not really good, but in baseball circles, this has been very fantastic. And no, I am not a fan of the Diamondbacks, despite that team containing my last name. The Arizona Diamondbacks were created in 1998 as a way of basically rewarding baseball fans in Arizona who sat through a lot of spring training, the Cactus Series, if you will. And Arizona got their franchise in 1998 alongside the Tampa Bay Rays in 1990. Spoiler, Tampa will not have a what if series because I can't think of a good what if for Tampa without them fucking over things. I could say the 2011 Rays, what if they put the momentum in the wild card thing into that wild card race in 2011 and into a playoff spot? But of course, I would have to also talk about the Milwaukee Brewers and all that, and the Florida Marlins. So anyway, actually, I might talk about Milwaukee one of these days. So anyway, the Diamondbacks were created with one thing in mind: get some nice key players. And the Diamondbacks drafted very well with their expansion draft picks and all that, picking such stalwarts as Travis Lee and a few other people's. Heck, they even got Matt Williams, which is amazing because Matt Williams was a stalwart third baseman for the Cleveland Indians and San Francisco Giants in the 1990s. The Diamondbacks in 1999 needed something fresh, something new, and they got their answer in free agency. Enter Randy Johnson, the flamethrower, the 6'10" superstar that left Seattle in a trade to Houston, tried to help Houston in their playoff chase, but Houston fouled it all up. So they got Randy Johnson, gave him a ton of cash, and was hoping that the Diamondbacks could strike gold with this kid. He did strike gold. The Arizona Diamondbacks, surprisingly, in their second season as a baseball team, got to the playoffs, which is amazing. Normally, you don't see teams in their second year of existence as an expansion team getting to the playoffs in any of the four major sports. Hockey was amazing with Vegas in 2018. A note about that is that, yeah, okay, in 1967 when they did the first great expansion, they put the 6 new teams in one division and had an expansion team take on a original 6 team in the Stanley Cup Finals. That doesn't count. They knew what they were doing. First 3 years, and then basically they said, "Fuck it, we'll put Chicago in the West," and then the West was won. So anyway, the Arizona Diamondbacks were amazing. I mean, they had some great talent and all that. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, even though they won 100 games that year, they were snake bit in the playoffs, pun intended. Arizona was taken advantage of by the New York Mets with a grand slam by Edgardo Alfonso off Bobby Schwarnard in the top of the ninth in Game 1. And that famous Game 4 when Todd Pratt hit a home run off Steve Finley's glove in center field in the 10th inning and led the Mets to the NLCS against the Braves, which the Braves won in 6 games, but not without controversy with that grand slam single in Game 5. The Diamondbacks, after that 99 season, didn't really turn tail. 2001 was their amazing time. They picked up Kurt Schilling. They picked up some key players. Tony Womack. People forget about him being a key player for the 2001 Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks won the NL and won the World Series over the powerful and favored Yankees. Well, A, the Yankees were looking for 4 in a row, and B, it was 9/11 in New York. So anyway, New York was a hefty favorite. At this taping, when I am taping this is the day before 9/11. This is September 10th, 2019. So anyway, I digress. The Diamondbacks did fine. They won the World Series. They've went back to a little bit of mediocrity. They've shown some playoff prowess, especially 2017 wildcard game against Colorado when Archie Bradley, the pitcher, put up a 2-run triple in the 7th inning. I won't forget about that. The Diamondbacks are kind of trying to creep into a playoff spot. The Dodgers pretty much have the division all went out, but the Diamondbacks are trying hard. So anyway, in this simulation, obviously the 99 Diamondbacks don't fuck up against the Mets and don't send the Mets to the 99 LCS against the Atlanta Braves. Unfortunately for the Diamondbacks, the Braves with 103 wins were the number 1 seed. So technically, the Braves would host the LCS. The Braves pitching rotation would be just like it was in the real NLCS of 99. Now, a note is that obviously when we deal with one league, we don't fuck with the other league. So we are going to safely assume that the New York Yankees win the 99 LCS against Boston and would be facing the Diamondbacks or the Braves. If the Diamondbacks do, in fact, beat the Braves in the LCS, then the Braves will play. Then we'll do the 99 World Series Braves Yankees. I mean, Diamondbacks Yankees. If not, then basically we will assume that the Braves get their asses handed by the Yankees. That is all. It's time to play ball. It is the Diamondbacks and the Braves. Randy Johnson is used as a stopgap solution in Game 1 of the LCS, who will deal with Greg Maddux, who pitched Game 1 in real life. And the Diamondbacks proved their prowess with a 6-3 win in Game 1. Jay Bell with a 2-run shot. Remember Jay Bell, former Pirates shortstop? Brian Jordan hit a GRD, ground rule double, to score chipper. Brian Jordan played for the Braves. Amazing. But then Matt Williams with a 2 RBI double to score Lugo, Luis Gonzalez, and Jay Bell. Well, Damian Miller, the catcher, puts a single to score Steve Finley. Yes, Steve Finley. Remember, that's the guy who Pratt hit the home run off of his glove. Chipper hit an RBI double to score Gerald Williams. Jay Bell with an RBI single to score Tony Womack to make it 6-2. Chipper Jones, ground ball, and Brian Hunter was trying to get to the plate, and he's called safe, 6-3. Other than that, the Braves did nothing much. Diamondbacks, you see no major moves. Jay Bell with a home run with 3 RBIs. Matt Williams with 2 RBIs. Miller with 1. Randy Johnson went the whole way, 133 pitches. Yikes. The Braves, a few pinch hitters here and there. Chipper with 2 RBIs. Brian Jordan with 1. Greg Maddux only goes 3 2/3 innings, while giving up 6 runs is not the best thing. Terry Mulholland, Mike Remlinger, Kevin McGlinchey, and Russ Springer actually do pretty well in the bullpen, giving up only 2 hits combined and no runs. So that's good. Now Game 2 sees Kevin Millwood pitch against Omar Dahl. The Diamondbacks don't really have a strong number 2, so they go with Omar Dahl. And it didn't work out. The Diamondbacks lose Game 2, 6-2. The damage was in the bottom of the 3rd when Chipper had a bases loaded walk to score Walt Weiss. I'm surprised. I thought Weiss was with the Rockies at that time. But anyway, Andrew Jones with a 2 RBI single to score Joe Williams and Hunter. Brian Jordan RBI to score Chipper, and Brett Boone. Remember him? He did play for this team. With an RBI single to score Andrew Jones. Oh, by the way, I do want to add that I actually saw the 99 Braves play live in Toronto. It was a 2-1 classic battle between the Jays and the Braves. It was pretty good. Brett Boone with an RBI single to score Andrew Jones. Surprisingly, they didn't take Dahl out. Or did they? I don't know. But anyway, Steve Finley with an RBI double and Damian Miller with an RBI single made it 5-2. Diamondbacks try as they might. Brett Boone home run 6-2. Mariners fans will be upset with how Brett Boone's doing with this stuff. Finley and Miller with RBIs. Omar Dahl 7 innings. Greg Swindell came in for the 8 Braves. RBIs from Boone and Jones and Jordan. Millwood 7 innings. Mike Remlinger came in and pitched well. Time to switch to the desert. Game 3 saw, of course, Tommy Glavine come in. The Diamondbacks go with Armando Reynoso. They learned that the Braves will be going with a 4-man rotation, so they don't know what to do. And even though they had Reynoso, it worked out 6-4. Eddie Perez with a Texas Leaguer double to score Brett Boone 1-0. But Tony Womack, I didn't know he played for the 99 team. I thought he only played for the 2000s. But anyway, 2 RBI single to make it 2-1. Andy Fox, remember him? I don't think you do, but he hit a home run to make it 3-1. But in the top of the 5th, Gerald Williams with an RBI single scored Walt Weiss, and then Brian Hunter with a double to score Williams. Matt Williams hits a home run in center field, gone for 3. Walt Weiss hits a ball. They try to go for a double play. They failed. Brian Jordan scores. 4-4. Bottom of the 7th, Matt Williams, deep and gone. 5-4 for the Diamondbacks. Then Lugo grounded out, and instead of the inning being over, he stops the double play. 6-4. Braves do nothing. The Braves, RBIs from Williams, Hunter, Perez, and Weiss. Not really superstars, if you will. Glavine went 5 innings. He wasn't the guy who gave up the winning run. That was Remlinger. McGlinchey, 1 inning. Matt Williams with 2 home runs. That's amazing. Andy Fox with 1 as well. Wow. Reynoso 5 in a 3rd. Greg Swindell, Greg Olson. Remember him? Greg Olson, started for Baltimore here. And Matt Manti. Manti was the closer at that time. So the Braves go with Johnny Smoltz. The Diamondbacks go with Andy Bennett. for Game 4. And the move did not pay off. Braves and Diamondbacks 2-2. Gerald Williams with an RBI home run. Lugo with an RBI single scored Womack, and Matt Williams with an RBI scored Lugo 2-1. John Smoltz hits a home run. John Smoltz with a home run? Gosh, that could mean good things for the Braves. 2-2 until the 5th when Walt Weiss hits a home run, and then Gerald Williams hits a home run after Smoltz grounds out. 4-2. Walt Weiss makes it 5-2 with a fielder's choice. Matt Williams with an RBI triple after Jay Bell hit a triple to make it 5-3, but unfortunately they couldn't get another run in. Mike Remlinger with a wild pitch to score Tony Womack 5-4. But Andrew Jones hit a home run in the top of the 8th. And Brian Hunter's RBI single made it 7-4. So it's 2-2. Joe Williams, 2 home runs. Andrew Jones, Walt Weiss, John Smoltz with a home run. Yikes. So he had his own cause. 6 innings for the win. Remlinger, McGlinchey, and John Rocker. Remember him? Piece of shit. Matt Williams, a pair of RBIs for the Diamondbacks. Bennett won 8 innings for the loss to Rendell. 1 inning. Now you got Game 5, and obviously you got to go with Craig Maddox to start. Diamondbacks, knowing they need to do something, they go with Randy Johnson, and it did not work. 11-2 your score. Wow. Diamondbacks out-hit the Braves, but yet they lost. Andrew Jones with a 2 RBI double in the first inning, and then Jay Bell with an RBI single to make it 2-1. That would be the only good news for the Diamondbacks, if you will. Walt Weiss escapes a double play, fielder's choice, all that. But the top of the 5th was when things went sour. Chipper Jones with an RBI single to score Gerald Williams. Brian Jordan hits a bases-loaded double to score Hunter, Jones, and Jones. Randy Johnson gets a bad wild pitch, and he's replaced right away. It's 8-1. And then Gerald Williams, another home run. Gosh, this guy is like amazing. Brian Jordan RBI single to make it 10-1. Andrew Jones hit a fielder's choice. They get the run. Matt Williams hit a home run. 11-2. Gerald Williams. I'm looking at his home run stats. His best home run season was with the Devil Rays in 2000. He had 21 of them. He had 17 with the 99 Braves. That's amazing. That's not bad for Gerald Williams. But anyway, yeah. Brian Jordan with 4 RBIs. Andrew Jones with 3. Greg Maddox wins. Shannon Mulholland coming in relief. The Diamondbacks. Randy Johnson, not his normal self. He lost Frascatore, Nunez, Schwinard, Holmes, and Swindell. When after they go back to Atlanta, Kevin Millwood is tasked with trying to defeat him. The Diamondbacks decided to go with Dahl because they're thinking we might catch him off guard. But they didn't catch him off guard. The Braves send the Diamondbacks to a bad fate. And the Braves, just like in real life, 1-6. So the Braves would take on the Yankees and get their asses handed to them. Brian Jordan, 2 RBI double to make it 2-0. Chipper Jones, bases loaded walk. Andrew Jones, 2 bases loaded double, scored Weiss, Gerald, and Chipper. Brian Jordan would score Andrew 7-0, and the floodgates were open. Walt Weiss sack fly. I was 8 now. The Diamondbacks only got 5 hits in the game. Nobody with more than 1 hit. 3 doubles though. That was weird. Bell, Miller, and Fox with doubles. Omar Dahl went 4 innings and sucked. Frascatore, Nunez, Schwinard, Holmes. The Braves, 3 RBIs from Andrew and Brian. Kevin Miller goes all the way. It's just that simple. It is completely simple. The Diamondbacks, for all their second year prowess, would not have done as well as people thought they would.